All the corellas. So they're what's called a short-beak corella. Alright, good morning everyone. It's Dan here. We haven't got anyone joined us yet, but we'll start anyway. So I'm down on the river with my son Bradley, who's from the army. He's just come to join me, hang out on the water with his old man. And we have borrowed my mate Dan's sonar. So we are just practicing using that, getting that ready, because my wife and I are going to head up Die for Good. Good morning. How are you, mate? I was just saying, we're just doing some prep and some training for our trip up to Queensland next week, where we're going to start looking for a missing person called Amy. Now, there's lots of waterways around there, and lots of people have been up there looking at the SES, the police, heaps of people, private people have been up there looking for this poor lady who went missing. But we're going to go have a crack ourselves and just spend a couple of days up there just going through all the little rivers and all that kind of stuff. So it's not a bad morning on the river today, Brad.
Yeah, it's lovely out here today.
Charlene, Paul, g'day from Victoria. How are you? Thanks, mate. We're going to stay safe. I don't know if you guys can see those. They're what's called a short beak corella. We've got two types of corellas in this area. Got a long beak and a short beak. That's a short beak. Dodgy Joe has one as a pet. Hey, it's the Mexican Mish. How are you, darling? Mish is a metal detector down in Victoria, and she does a lot of beach. And she's just starting to do a little bit of more underwater stuff. Now, last time I had you guys here, I had my old boat motor and it died. It blew up. I did manage. I have my other motor that I had that was off my tinny. So it's a little bit newer. It's actually probably only done about an hour's worth of work. So we've modified our bracket and we've hooked up the new motor. So what I'll do today is I'll take you not downriver where we went last week or the week before, but I'll take you upriver. The only problem is once we start getting up further, the actual phone reception might die on me. So that'll be the end of the stream then. So anyway, we'll have a bit of a look. We've got 11 people there. Just quickly shout out, put your name in the chat so I know who's here. We've got D Jelly, and also put where you're from, what country, what state in Australia, if you're in Australia, those kind of things. So we've now been monetized by YouTube, which is really cool. So you can do super chats now, I think. I don't know if that works out. If can anyone see the super chat icon on the bottom? We've got Becky from St. Louis. We've got D Jelly from Wichita, KSUSA. Is that Kansas? I'm not sure. We've got Brad's going to start the motor. Hang on. Just wait a second, buddy. We just want to say hello to a few people. We've got Die from Goods from Tennessee. Who else we got here? 14 people, 9 likes. Thank you very much, guys. Righto, mate. Just pull the choke out a little bit. Hang on, I'll just get this going. Pull the choke out a little bit. We've got someone from Texas. You guys have had horrible snowstorms up there at the moment. There we go. Push the choke in. Start it up again. Yay, it works. How about that? We've got Simon from the UK. Just leave it at idle, mate. Otherwise it gets too loud. Are you right to steer? So we got MP shot twice. NE, where's that? I don't know where that is. So we're going to chug up the river, have a bit of a play. Can you guys, Wichita, Kansas, there you go. I actually have heard of Wichita. So if you guys, can you still hear me clearly? Just with the motor going? Oh, someone's done a super chat. I can't see who that is. Thank you so much, guys. Oh, here we Die for Good. Thank you very much, mate. That's really appreciated. As I said, we're about to travel, 12 hours, so a bit over 1,000 k's north to head up to Caboolture to go look for Amy. So we're going to obviously get a few expenses up that way. So that any money that you guys donate, go back into equipment and also into fuel, because got to drag the Hobie and the caravan and everything and head up there. So Nebraska, there we go. So there's my son. We haven't seen much of my son on our videos. We've got a couple of early ones, but he's a busy boy in the army. So we don't really get to see my son very often. But so we use guilt. As parents, we use guilt all the time. And it's really an important tool that we have. Can you give any info about Amy? Okay, so Amy was a lady, or is a lady, in her 30s. She had a big blue with her partner, and she took off in her four-wheel drive. There's a few other bits of information I won't give out yet, just because it's obviously still very sensitive. And there is, what was I saying? I guess squirrel moment like Jared. So yeah, she was spotted last at an intersection where there was a camera, and she hasn't used her credit cards or access to her account, used any of the social media or any of that since that time. And that was in the late end of January. Now, she was in a Nissan Patrol like my one, which is, nearly a 2-ton truck, and it's ended up we assume it's ended up in the water. So as I said, the SES and police and all the volunteers up there have done a great job looking for her, and unfortunately no one's been able to find her yet. And as you guys know with sonar, after watching all Jared's stuff, it's hard work. It's really hard to actually see. The 4 cars that are underneath near the boat ramp there that I've showed you in the past, we went looking for them this morning and I couldn't find them on the sonar. So that just shows, and I know where they are. So it makes it really, really difficult. But we're going to go up and have a crack. My wife's going to join me while we sit on the water for a couple of days. I'm just trying not to get that sun in your eyes, guys. Got 18 people and 16 likes. Thank you, everyone. Leanne Kennedy, good morning, darling. I'm just going to flip you around. Now I'll do that. There we go. So we're just going underneath the bridge. Got lots of healthy people out there rowing today. For us, we've got our motor. So that's just chugging away just nicely, Brad. Yeah. I think I need to fix up the fuel mix. It's a little bit smoky. But we've got our equipment, got our life jackets. Yeah, hopefully we can get some answers for Amy. I spoke to her cousin last week. He actually reached out to me and has given me some information and some good starting points. We've got Deb Watson. G'day, Deb. So the waterways have been checked a lot up there. But just try and stay in the centre a little bit, maybe off to the right. G'day from Oregon. Is it snowing in Oregon at the moment? So we got some information. The waterways have been checked, but we're going to go up it anyway. And because we've got the little kayak, we can actually go up a lot further up some of the creeks. And there's one particular creek that we found that basically has a road leading straight to it. And you could easily launch yourself into there and you'd be in the water, and it looks deep enough that you could hide a car. So so it's not snowing over there. Sun and warming, I assume that's California. California. Hey, did anyone check out? We were so lucky, Brad. Yeah. We managed to be on one of your little TV shows. Right at this minute, I think, is the show. I put a link up there. Dish, wait, you can support. Thanks, Dish. Do we have any information about the permission to use the boat ramp? So what happened last week? The council and the waterways and the police tried to organise a meeting. And they had the meeting between the waterways and the council. The police, unfortunately, resources were allowed. We couldn't get there. Police couldn't get there. And so police didn't attend. But I'm waiting on a response. Had a quick email back from the Waterways guy, and they're sending me a joint response this coming week. So we will know a little bit more this coming week where we go from here. So my two scenarios that I see is that if council still refuse to let us use their boat ramp, then there really isn't much else we can do. It's a bit hard to get access anywhere else because they have basically control of all the waterways edge. If you see over here, that's the powerboat club there, and they've got a boat ramp. But the problem is their access point, there's a walkway between the boat ramp and the thing. And if I used that area, I have to get council's permission even to use that little area. So the rules here in Australia are a little bit tricky. Yeah, you can go and do stuff and hope you don't get caught. But to be perfectly honest, I can't afford fines. I don't really want fines, and I like doing things the right way. So, where was I up to? So at the moment, we don't have permission. We're still working on permission. We're playing nice. We're trying to do the right thing. The section, as I said, the first option is council say, no, we can't use their boat ramp. Then all I can do, I've got no other option, is float the cars, get them to the edge of the water, and then ring council and say, hey, you guys come pick it up. The problem with that is, of course, it's going to cost council, which is the ratepayers, which is the people, the money to get the cars removed from the water. And I'm trying to do this so it doesn't cost the ratepayers anything. Just using ice jams and flooding, yeah. I saw some of the shots over there. There was that wharf that got blown over and, boats sunk and everything else. It looks horrendous. Yeah, that's a lot of rules. This is who I've spoken to and got permission. So we have a group called the Environment Protection Authority. They have said, yep, no problem. We don't need a permit to remove the cars. All we need to do is notify Waterways. Obviously, we've got our oil booms that I put up this week. You would have seen those. That was $300. So I've got my oil booms to go around the cars as we lift it so we can capture any oil or fuel that's discharged from the vehicles. And they were the only restrictions to the EPA. The council was worried and the Waterways were worried that the cars are now, some of them have been down there for a long while. So now some of them might be a fish habitat. So I contacted the Department of Primary Industries and we've spoken to them and we've proven through legislation that they are not, in fact, fish habitats. Materials for fish habitats in Australia have to be made out of wood. So metal and plastic and those kind of issues mean that it's not a fish habitat. So we're also been told we don't need a permit from the Department of Primary Industry. G'day, Steve. How are you, mate? Doing good. I'm on the water with my son, so I'm very happy. Who else have I spoken to? I spoke to the Waterways was worried that I'd need to be a certified commercial diver to use the lift bags and the craning equipment in the water. I spoke to Safe Work New South Wales and they confirmed as a volunteer group we don't need to be a commercial diver, so we ticked that box. So we've done a traffic management plan for the boat ramp so council can be happy that we've got controlling the pedestrian and the other cars. Yeah, landowner access. There is an area, but it's right up. And I'll show you where the access is for private landowners. And it's really only the one spot. And I'd have to drag the cars all the way up there, which is a couple of Ks. So that's the worst case scenario. And I really don't want to do that if I can. But so as I said, we're still playing nice with the council and everyone else. And we have kind of said, well, we're going to big fat do it anyway, but we're still going to try and follow the rules and make sure we don't get that's Australian Council for you. Yeah, look, it sure is. And from my opinion, there seems to be really only one person causing me a lot of grief. Everyone I've spoken to in council, 99% of the people, have agreed that the project's great, it's wonderful, it's a really good idea, we need to do it. We've identified that it is now a hazard. It could be like a trap hazard, or it could be just like an entanglement hazard. So they have to come out. It's just now working out who's going to do it. Is it going to be council? Is it going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars? Because that's what it'll cost them if they want to do it. Otherwise, we can do it all for nothing and do it safely, and it's just proving that. Chaos Divers, Jacob, how are you, buddy? So we're on the river. There's our paddle steam that we've got that my daughter's working at now, so she's really enjoying that. He still hasn't put his sign back up on the roof yet. I think he had to get it a bit repaired because it got a bit damaged when it got blown in the water. But you guys might remember the video that we did where we went and searched and found his sign. The boat next to it, that one there, he's actually building that up at the moment, and it's going to be a floating bar that's going to sit in the middle of the river, and you'll have like a little boat bring you out, and you'll sit on the bar and enjoy the river. Because look at it, what a cracking river it is. We're going to go up as far as we can before our phone cuts out because it is a fair way. Sky, g'day Sky. So Jacob, I'll show you what we've got our set up. You saw the other day I had my old boat motor. I've now got my new boat motor on there. Look at that. Just idling along, cruising along, good trawling speed, absolute cracker. And being brand new, hopefully it won't break on me. But we're going to take this up to Queensland and go look for Amy and see if we can find her. Hi Dan, having a coffee with you. Thank you, Ace of Spades. Already made a coffee for my son. He drinks coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I have a cup of tea because I'm a teetotaler. Good to see you too, Sky. Thanks for joining us. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching all our old videos. We are now absolutely monetized with YouTube, so all these live streams and videos that you watch now have ads, so I really am very sorry about that. But that's the only way we can kind of get some money in to start paying for our equipment because it's expensive. I've had to borrow my mate Dan's fish is Lawrence, and that one has our side scan and our down scan. So we're very shallow at the moment, Brad. We're literally only 2.5 meters. So if you head on to the other side and we go up there, when you're on the waterways in Australia, it's the opposite to if you're on the road. You've got to travel on the right as if you're in the States. So we go up on the right-hand side, come back on the left. But that's our little sonar. Still got my original fish finder, but obviously this is way much betterer. So what we're going to do is try and save up and get one of these. These ones retail in Australia for, I think it was $8.50 they retail for. And you can obviously get better than this, but this is like the entry level one. So depending on how much money I can raise will depend on what model I get. But, you know, this will be the lowest level that I'll go because I need to get that side scan. Because as you can see with the side scan, this area here is all the black water, and then you have the side, and that's where you pick up the shadows for the cars and that. It's going to take a little while to practice using it, but when we head up to Queensland next week, we're going to have plenty of practice. So we're going to have, hopefully, 3 days on the water. The way it is not normal being up this early. Well, what time is it? We don't know. We're in the water at probably about 7 o'clock or so. So we've got 30 people watching, Brad. Woo! Thank you, everyone. 24 likes, and someone's donated $5 American. So thank you very much.
You're basically famous.
8 a.m. Now we have to rush back at some stage because the wife wants us to go play tennis. So while my son's down from the army, we have to go play tennis because that's her passion. She loves tennis. 1 p.m. Saturday. Yeah, it's 8 a.m. Saturday morning. No, Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
It's Sunday morning. Forget what days it is. You gotta go back to work tomorrow, Brad? As do I.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Are you fishing? No, I've got a fishing rod in the front of my Hobie here, but I need to get myself some more lures. I keep on losing them. But it's a beautiful day on the river. We're just heading up to the Narrows, and I dare say I'll lose phone reception shortly after that. But I'll keep you guys with us. Oh, what do you reckon, Brad? Should we put the revs up and see how fast we can go with this motor? You steer?
Yeah.
Without trying to get you too wet. That goes great, doesn't it?
Fun if you suck it on live stream.
Sorry?
Fun if you suck it on live stream.
No, we don't want to sink it. We've got our safety chain. We've got our safety chain here. So, it's my little bit of wood here breaks, but I've got it reinforced with some metal. So I had to modify it with the bigger motor. So I spent the day yesterday drilling and modifying it and trying to get it right. I saw someone there. I'll just pump up the revs a little bit because everyone's saying the sound's still good, so that's good. You right with that, Brad?
Yeah, that's good.
I saw someone from Scotland. Wow. My wife would love to go to Scotland one day, and I think I would too. I like the idea of the castles and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we'll do a couple of live streams next week when we're on the river up at Caboolture. And obviously if we find something, we'll keep you guys notified and let you know. I don't think I'm going to be meeting the family on that trip, but we'll see how we go. So we've got how many people now? 31 people. Thank you guys for joining us. I'll flip you around because you don't want to see my ugly head. You want to see the river. Scotland has some beautiful castles and scenery. Absolutely. Mate, when this world opens up again, I am definitely wanting to go out there and have a bit of a look around. So, we're at the foot of the Blue Mountains. This is the Nepean River, and we are heading north at the moment. So you follow this river all the way along, and you get to a place called Warragamba Dam. You can take the Hobie all the way up, but the problem is your phone reception goes. So I won't be able to share that, unfortunately. But it's a beautiful day on the river. We do get sea eagles. When we get up around there, there's a couple of sea eagles that are up in the trees. So hopefully they're there this morning. Scotland, do it. Yeah, absolutely. It's on my list. Do we have any questions while we're heading up the river? Because my son's doing all the steering, so I can sit here and look at the chat and answer any questions. Down to 24, that's okay. 23, oh, everyone's bailing. Oh, well, that's okay. Indiana. It's nice out. What's the temperature in Indiana today? It's quite a nice day here. Like, I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. I don't know what the temperature is. Water temp, this should tell me. Water temperature here is 23 degrees Celsius. So that's not too bad. Doesn't feel cold at all. 57, that's Fahrenheit, I guess. 23. So, Misha, when are you going to announce your news, darling? I know it's all secret hush-hush at the moment. 54. Can someone convert that to metric for me? 18 max here. Yeah, but that's Victoria. It's always cold down there. I'm going to head down to Tassie as soon as I can, and I'll call in and we'll catch up, Mish, and have a bit of a dive. There's also Jim. Want to meet Jim and catch up with him. Look at this poor bugger. He's pedalling away. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Some nice properties here on the water. How's that for a backyard? Looking down over the river. Unfortunately, we can't get a crane in there because we could hit them up because there's no council land on that side, but there's no real access to the river. So I can't get access there. On this side here though, there is farmland. And there's 2 boat ramps. I think there's one just over there somewhere, and there's one further up, but they're quite run down. Oh, young Charlotte, you're from this area. Hello, darling. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're being safe there out on the road. Remembering your road safety that I taught you. So 19 degrees in California. California's on my list to go to. Is it California? Yeah, one just to go to California. That looks nice. But there's also Florida. I want to go to Florida and go fossil hunting with Paleo Chris and Wild Kyle. They're 2 YouTubers. Check their channels out. They do some amazing fossil stuff. My middle daughter, Brielle, she loves fossils. Brad, you're not so keen on the fossils.
What are you talking about? I don't mind a bit of fossils.
You like a bit of fossils?
They're alright.
They're alright?
Really love dinosaurs.
Love to find some megalodon tooth.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Big Florida's the place to do that.
Did you come to us to Hewington and doing the Dinosaur Way?
Yeah, that was our first trip up there.
And, oh, that's right, you found that fossilised turtle part, the shell.
That was a pretty cool little adventure.
That was a great trip.
Absolutely.
So up in North Queensland, there is a place called the Dinosaur Way. It's basically an old inland sea that dried out, and there's all these dinosaurs that died, water dinosaurs that died, and their fossils are being discovered around there. You remember the name of the dinosaur? Was it Dila something or other? Do you think he saw us? Hey, there's a dad joke. You got some dad jokes? Father like son, come on. Think of one. Think of one and share it with the group.
What kind of music do dinosaurs usually listen to these days?
I don't know, Bradley. What kind of dinosaurs? What kind of music do dinosaurs listen to?
Usually metal, they like to rock on.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my son's humour is as bad as mine. So, if we look over there on the bank, there is a couple of boat ramps that we could use, but we have to drag the cars all the way up here, which is a bit not much fun. So, preferably we'll be able to get council's permission to get our crane in. If the very worst, then we'll put it on the edge of the water and they can get them out. That's up to them. Dan looks like he's in his 40s. Yeah, I am in my 40s. How old was I? I think we were 26 when we had you. 24. My wife and I were married when we were at 19. That's right, 19. We did. Our first child, Bradley here, he was born when he was 24. Oh yeah, but we're not going to share your birthday on the thing. Maybe ask to come on the farmer's property. Yeah, look, that's one of our options, to use one of these boat ramps along the farmer's land here. But as I said, I've got to drag the cars all the way down from the bridge, all the way down there, up to this area here. That's a long way to drag them. So, and then the risk of is obviously spreading oil and everywhere there. So we don't want to do that. We want to minimise our impact. We've got OCG2. G'day, how you going, mate? Are you on the Nepean River? Yes. Enjoying the beautiful Nepean River. Just down the road from you, darling. Sunday morning on the river. I think they've got a fishing competition down there, so there's a few more people on the river than normal, but it's a nice day. So we're going to keep on going as far north as we can before we lose phone reception. Once we get up through these narrows here, it then becomes into the national park. That's all national park too. Look at some of those rock formations, aren't they beautiful? Yeah, I've got 3 float bags, 2 1,200 kilos, 3,000 pounds. So you can see the bird, I don't know if you can see the birds up there. So that's where a lot of the short-billed corellas are. They nest up in the hollows of the trees. And at the beginning, oh, where's that tree? There we go. Look at that one there. You can see them sitting on top. So if you don't know what a short-billed corella is, Google that and you'll see a better picture because they're a bit far away. But there's hundreds of them around here and they all nest up in those trees. But we also have a couple of sea eagles as well. Oh, there they go. See if we can find you a sea eagle to look at. Where are we? Oh, wrong way. Sorry guys. Oh no. Where are we? There we go. So how's the volume going, guys? Is it still all right? So we're coming up to the Narrows. Oh, did you do that? Yeah. Scare me. We want that motor to work well. It's got to last us all Queensland trip, at least. So I brought this motor maybe 3 years ago.
No, it's older than that.
Longer than that, you reckon?
I was still at home when you bought this.
Oh, okay.
So that was nearly 6-7 years ago.
So it's been sitting in the shed for years. It was always a little bit big for Hobie, but I've modified my bracket to fit it on there. So just at idle, it's just cracking along beautifully. Pics are good. Well, it's only a mobile phone, so we've only got what we've got to work with here. Ohio, America. G'day, James. We are in Sydney. Good old Sydney. Oh, what's wrong with corellas? Dodgy Joe's got one that talks and it says scratch, scratch, and you go to scratch him and he tries to bite you and then he laughs like a human. So Brad, we've got to stick to our right hand side on the green cardinal marker, but it does get very shallow there near the island. Reception stone, yeah, I expected to lose it here, so I might leave you guys here. If I lose you guys, thanks for watching. I'll go as long as we can and we'll see how we go. Yeah, as soon as we get through these Narrows, we pretty much lose our reception. This is a bit of a party island. When we start heading back, I'll start the live stream up again. Thanks, Charlotte. We'll do, darling. The last big floods we had dumped all this sand here. So it came down Glenbrook Creek. Thanks, Teresa. Thanks, Die for Good. Yeah, I really appreciate that, mate. Whether it's $1 or it's $10, it's really appreciated. Thank you very much. They all go towards fuel and equipment. Ultimately, I'd like to buy myself a new fish finder sonar, but we'll see how we go. So we're going through the Narrows. Now, the old sandstone quarry is up through here somewhere. I don't exactly know where it is, and that's where the steam engines were washed in. Knowing my luck, steam engines are buried under that. How are we going, guys? We've still got reception? Yeah, thanks, Deb. We've got 36 likes. Really great. Thank you. How deep are we? It's 3.4, so we're quite deep here still. Thanks, Mish. How are you enjoying your Sunday morning coffee? Are you going for a hunt today? I'm actually surprised we've still got reception. Muddy Bottoms, how you going, mate? Got a great channel there. If you haven't checked out Mish's channel and Muddy Bottoms, and there's so many great channels here. Chaos Divers, if you're still there. Coffee was delicious. Yeah, Mish loves her coffees. Well, I hope you guys like these live streams. So it's just taking up the river. People don't normally get it. It's starting to get real shallow there, Brad. There's a bit of a basin here when you get on the other side of the island. Hello from Canada. Yeah, my wife has family in Saskatchewan and BC and all those kind of cool places. We will get there one day. So a lot of party boats come and hang here, and I've actually never dove here. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any goodies here. Water has to be deep to hide a steam engine. Yeah, well, even deeper to hide two. So there's two in here. We've got to find them. It's my mission, but I need the equipment to do that. Yeah, a lot of people hang out here and party, and I'm sure there's stuff here. There's also a resident platypus that lives in that little creek. So that's Glenbrook Creek, and he comes down from there. I hope you guys can join me on my live streams when we go up to Queensland looking for Amy, and you never know. Now, I haven't been able to pull the cars yet. There is a few delays still with council and waterways. Hopefully we'll have an answer from them this week, but I'm really honestly only expecting a further delay. They want to charge me, here's this. They want me to put a development application in to do what we're doing. It's a $480 non-refundable fee to put a development application in. Man, it seems like they're trying to do everything they can to stop us from cleaning up the environment. Yeah, I can understand them being concerned about liability, but when they try to throw us nearly a $500 application form, that tells me that's a load of rubbish. But anyway, we'll see how we go. These boys are out fishing. As I said, there's a fishing competition on here today. Development, I know, what a joke. Want to go party? You bet, Steve. Yeah, look, if I just gone and done it, I probably would have got away with it, but because we've got so many cars to get out, it was better off doing it the right way from the beginning. One car is one thing, but when we potentially have at least 17 in there, that's a lot of work. Well, at the moment, they haven't been able to identify any offences. So the only thing I can get in trouble is if I use their boat ramp without their permission and I damage it. And they've sent me an email threatening litigation if I damage their work. Wow, $20. That is so appreciated, Gene. Thank you very much. That'll go towards our Queensland trip up looking for Amy. So that's our goal, is to start looking for missing persons and to help people. We've got this delay here in our local river, pulling the cars out. Just go a little bit wide of these fishermen, Brad. So we've got a delay, so we're going to go to Queensland and see if we can do some good up there. So everything that's been donated will go towards that trip and helping, hopefully finding Amy so we can get some answers for the family. She was not going for a good time, so hopefully she's at a hotel somewhere just chilling out, but it's not looking so crash hot without any use of her bank accounts, or phone hasn't been pinged. She's not come up on any cameras. The last camera was near the river when she was in her Nissan Patrol, so it's not looking great, but we're going to go and do what we can to help the family. So how much can we charge them for letting them... I missed the rest of that. It doesn't... The chats don't stay up on the screen for very long, unfortunately. So there's no offence to use the water to do what I'm doing. They can't stop me diving. They can't stop me using the lift bags. They can't stop me lifting the cars, getting them to the boat ramp. They can stop me from getting the cars out of the boat ramp. So that's what I'm trying to work through. We've got a contact with the Deputy Mayor. So if it gets nasty, we have got other options, but we're trying to avoid that at the moment. If you touch the chat button... Oh, yeah, okay. I'm still new to this whole live stream thing. How's the reception going, guys? Because we're starting to get up there. Brad, go a little bit closer to that rock formation over there, because that's pretty cool. We'll show everyone that is. They need charged to be letting. Look, if council had to pay to get someone to do what we're proposing, it would be hundreds of thousands of dollars all up. Commercial divers are expensive, everything. Low resolution, yeah, but that's probably because of the phone. I'm not really sure how Jared does it. I think he's got a little camera. So all along this river here, there's all these beautiful rock formations. We can find a private access, but it's a long way up the river. So you'd have to tow the cars all the way up, and that risks contaminating the waterways, and I don't want to do that if I can. So let's keep being able to stream. Good reception. So what I'll do is I'll show you this rock formation, and then we might call it quits for the day. Yeah, look, Jared's setup is much better. I have to have a chat to him and work out the whole little system and then save money. But our priority at the moment is getting one of these. I had to borrow this one so we can go to Queensland. We're just practicing and using it today. So when I get up there, you can see the rock formations underneath the water. That's all very good. When I finish this, I'll go through all the live chat and I'll answer in the comments how I can, any questions that you have. Look at this, isn't this beautiful? I can't go, you might just go a little bit further out because I can't go any further out with the camera, Brad. But there's little caves underneath there. Little rock ledges. It's beautiful. Look at that. It's cracking. Crack-a-lackin', Brettos. That's it. So beautiful. Right, I won't tempt fate. I think we'll call it a day here. Looks like a little house, yeah. Thank you very much for joining Brad and myself as we're on the river. Thanks for those who have added to the super chats now. It's really appreciated. That money is going to go towards fuel and equipment to go look for Amy. So you are directly helping us to go and search for missing persons. So really appreciate it. Thank you very much for your time, spending it with us this morning. Make sure you leave a comment on the actual live stream main chat. Hit the notification bell, and if you feel like it, if you're not subscribed, subscribe and support us that way. Thank you very much, everyone, for just watching. It helps with the monetization that we now have. Putting up with the ads is really appreciated. I know they're a pain. I hate them too, but that's really the only way you can support us. Bye, everyone. God bless. Be safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Hopefully, we'll be in Queensland. Yeah, baby. Love Queensland. See you then.